Hi, my name's Mark from Our Journey in Myles. Sue's behind the camera. It's February 2020. We're at the Upriver RV Resort, and the last time we did a cost video, it was actually August of 2019. We've got an additional 8 months of data that we're going to throw into our cost video, and we'll go through it with you guys. And we're going to take a little detour here first, though, just to show you our style of camping and RVing, so you can better appreciate how it might apply to your particular style. Come on, Sue, let's go show them how we RV.
Me all I've ever desired. The money on my mind, I count it every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I count it. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 7, and I stack it. Driving in my car, fake air and I inhale it. Our party's going down, and everybody's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, jumping on the floor, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What kind of RVing do you do, honey? Do you go deep into the forest and have a big giant campfire and 1 jug of water and 3 boxes of baby wipes the last
Oh
time?
my God, baby wipes, only in my dreams. We're actually more tourists. We really don't camp. We have never boondocked before. So our style of RVing is very different, and there's so many different styles that you can do. And what we're going to show you is our way of doing it. There are much cheaper ways to do it, but our RV is big. We've got a 2014 Dutch Star, and it's got a tag axle. It's 43 feet, 9 inches.
Yeah, we should show them what one looks like that.
Yeah.
If we walk around far enough, we'd be unbelievable. There's Myles in back of us.
This is Myles, our baby.
So why don't you tell us about our style and how the costs of equipment can affect your overall costs?
Right. Well, because it is a bigger RV, there are a lot of things that you've got to maintain. The wheels are big. We just bought some wheels, which really kind of changed our budget a little bit because it's more expensive. But we also have a minivan. And I guess that's one of the reasons why we like the Class A, because we could tow our minivan with us, which literally is our garage. We've got 2 electric bikes now. We did have 2 recumbents at one time, but we like keeping them inside, so we have more storage then too, being able to tow that.
I'm glad you brought up the recumbents, because that impacted our cost this year by over $5,000, and we'll touch on that when we talk about it in detail.
Right, we got the e-bike so we can travel further, hit more territories, more things to discover.
So you can see that our costs, unfortunately, if you're looking at this and you've got a certain budget in mind, and very quickly when we get into this, if the budget maybe is a little bit too large for your pocketbook, it's simply because we've selected the wrong equipment then based on your budget. You have to remember, I'm 67, Sue's 62. We had planned for this type of retirement for quite some time, so we've had plenty of time to save on it. We kind of wanted to do it the luxury way. That doesn't mean it's the right way. That's just the way we're doing it. If your budget can't afford something like this, you select different styles of equipment. You are going to see exactly the same things that we see. You're going to go to the same places. You're going to do everything the same way that we're doing it. You're just going to be in a different contraption to get there.
Okay, budget report number 2.
Yes, we're reporting live from the Upriver RV Resort. And we apologize ahead of time if there's any sound in the background. There's a pretty busy highway in back of us, but this seems like the best spot that we could find to do this. Before we get started, I want to say that we have put a budget video out only twice, this being the second one. And the first one was in August of last year, 2019. If you want to get a monthly report that goes through all of the costs over many, many months of RV traveling, you need to check out a channel called Next Exit-YouTube. And in that channel, Bob and Pearl go through almost every month. They go through blow by blow the things that they've had to spend money on, the issues that they've had with their motorhome. And it's just another set of data points that you can add to your toolbox when you're deciding what type of equipment you want to buy. Do you want to have a fifth wheel, a travel trailer? Do you want to have something smaller than that? Do you want to have something more extravagant than that? Because like I had said before, we're all going to experience and see the same thing. You just need to get into something that you can comfortably afford so that your RVing time is fun. One other channel I want to mention, it's a channel called I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing-YouTube. They have a video about, 16 or 20 videos down in their presentations, and it's called A Realistic Cost Comparison. That video was really done well, where they looked at different channels that were driving different equipment that had different age groups, different expectations on comfort levels, and just different attitudes on what they truly wanted to see and where they wanted to go with their RV. Before we get started here, I want to say that I will show the spreadsheets in detail eventually when I get back to the rig, so I can skate around on the screen and show you things. Right. We also will offer these sheets to you for free if you send us an email at our Gmail account to ourjourneyinmiles@gmail.com. So you don't have to write anything down. You can just listen at your leisure here, or maybe just speed to the end if you want. And we'll send you these spreadsheets, and you can start building your particular setup to see how it fits your budget. So what we're going to do here, and I don't expect you to be able to see this on the camera here, but we're going to cut to the chase, and we're going to tell you what 2 RVing styles cost per month and per year right away, so you don't have to watch too much of the video. And if you don't watch any more after we tell you this, it won't really tell you anything, because the first number we're going to tell you is that OJIM, or Our Journey in Miles, our style of traveling in our equipment on our preferred method, cost us last year $81,651, or $6,800 per month on our style of travel.
Okay, now was that for the year, or was that for 20 months?
That was per year.
1 year. Okay.
Yes. And then we will have a column next to it, and I will scroll around on the screen when I get to editing, and we call it our basic travel expenses. Mm-hmm. If we take out a lot of things that are either YouTube related or just related to us, for instance, when Sue was having her Invisalign, we take all that out, it still ends up being $41,366 per year, or an average of $3,445 a month to RV in a Class A with the items that we're going to talk about here.
Right, and that's all with the basic things like the cost of diesel, the RV parks we stay at, things like that. Not including like entertainment, or my traveling back to family and stuff like that. That's more personal.
Correct. So once again, I have to apologize. We didn't change our ways. We're still pretty much going campground to campground, power pedestal to power pedestal.
Yeah.
We've the only boondocking that we've done in the past is when we've had some of the repairs that we had done, and I will go into those in detail later for people that are interested that want to stay that long to get to that area.
Right.
But we rolled through an average of $1,245 per month on campground expense fees, which ends up being just a tad under $41 per day average. The next item down is our loan payment. We do not have a loan on our rig. We left a space in there so that you can fill in that value. The third item on the list is our diesel costs. We have an excellent video, video number episode 96. If you are driving a diesel pusher or you're driving a pull behind where you're pulling it with a diesel, you have every right to go through the truck lanes on truck stops. And the beauty of that is it's much safer for you and your equipment not getting caught hitting a pole or a canopy or something that is just
stuck.
Yeah, or all of the people that are buzzing around in the parking lot. And I'm telling you, this card is saving us 40 plus cents per gallon.
Per gallon.
Yep.
That's a lot.
If you don't know about that program, and I don't expect you to believe it until you watch our video, and we will tell you how it works, how it's working for us. It's unbelievable. You have to check that out. So on our third line here, we went through an average of $258 a month in diesel fuel. This particular budget video here, we've actually separated out now finally what our DEF costs are, and those add another $19 per month.
Per month, yeah.
We do not have propane on board. We have an all-electric coach, but we have a line in there for you to fill in and guess at what that might be. The progressive insurance for our rig costs us $261 per month. And it's a little bit more expensive than the last insurance I had. And I got to tell you a little tale there. I had Progressive for a couple of years, and then their premium went up, and like a lot of people, I went, oh, I'm going to get somebody else, and I did. I ended up getting National General. The problem is that when I went to a FMCA rally and we were talking about insured values and replacement values of your RV, I discovered that I had unintentionally backed away from a program that I had with Progressive Insurance, where I had my rig insured for the exact amount I paid for it. And with Progressive and with the full-timers policy and being in Florida, and I don't know how many of those things that I just mentioned have to be in place, but we were able to get for 10 years, if you're the first buyer or if you're the second buyer of a coach and you have a bona fide real receipt, that you can insure your coach to a particular value for 10 years. So what I chose to do is I chose to go back to Progressive Insurance. I paid $500 more per year, which is about $42 a month, just for the privilege of being able to insure my rig to a specific value so that I can sleep better at night. Remember, this channel is always about worrying about everything. That's what I do.
Mark worries a lot, so some people may say we're overkill, but
right.
If it makes us feel more comfortable and we can't afford it, this is what we're doing.
Excellent segue too, because when someone's paranoid, they not only have one towing insurance, they not only have two.
How many do you have, Mark?
I have 3.
What?
Okay, so a while back, FMCA, which is Roadside Assistance, offered a program for 3 years. It was, I don't know, $135 or something like that. Ended up being about $45 a year. Sign me up. So I signed up for that. Then I've always maintained that CoachNet is the real McCoy, and that's $159 per year. We just did a video where we talked about CoachNet. Yeah. We talked about them for 6 minutes.
Right. Yeah. What episode was that?
Well, that was episode 104.
Okay.
And it's the last 6 minutes of episode 104. And she verified a lot of the peculiarities that CoachNet will cover you on, and some of the other ones if they're looking for an excuse not to help you or not to pay for what just happened to you, you need to listen to that episode.
Yeah.
When you get in an accident with your vehicle on a roadway, that's not roadside assistance. That's kind of like towing insurance for your vehicle being towed because of an accident. And what happens on the roadway is the police show up, and their primary concern is to get your carcass of a vehicle off the road and back into a safe condition for all the other riders. So they will call whoever and whomever they're contracted with, and then ultimately you're going to have to try to get that paid. The best way to get that paid is to at least also have, if you're going to have CoachNet at least, the real McCoy, you also need to pay for the additional coverage on your particular insurance. In my case, it's Progressive, so I added a $36 per year adder. RV repairs. I can show you when I get in the rig back where I can skate around on the spreadsheet. I'll show you what the $338 per month average to repair our RV is along the way.
And again, this is for our rig. Depends upon what you have. Your repairs may be different. You may be doing your own repairs. We usually don't. Mainly Mark has back issues and he doesn't bend down and get into places. So everybody's repair is going to be different.
So far, everything we've talked about, we've also put in the basic column for RVing, because those are things that are going to happen to you whether you like it or not.
Right.
This next row actually is the first thing that has been excluded from the basic cost, because just a couple of months ago we experienced about $9,500 to have 6 new tires put on and the Retroband run flat system for our RV. This was something that's been planned for quite a while, and it, over the 20-month average that we've been RVing, if we would have been budgeting for those tires and for this run flat device, which by the way was I think it was either $4,000 or $4,500. I think it was $4,000. If we would have budgeted for that and then had the money in hand when we were doing this, we would have had a budget $474 a month. So that's a pretty big cost. That is not included in the basic cost.
Yeah. So, and actually, if you want more information on our tires and the Retroband, Mark put together episode 99.
Excellent.
That's all about that. I mean, he did a great job on that.
Yeah, it's rather exciting, I might add.
Mark really enjoyed putting that together.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineer that he is.
Yeah. So I think it's if you're at all in the market for tires, or you're wondering what happens when that day finally is going to come, check out episode 99.
Good information.
We did not include in the basic cost washing and waxing, but we've averaged, over 20 months, we've averaged $40 a month that we have to spend on that, because then every once in a while you get it washed and it's $350 or whatever.
Yeah, and a lot of that is we've washed it ourselves, but we never do the roof. So this way they get up on top, and that's real important to keep your roof clean too. So
trust me, if Sue owned it, she would be up there.
I'd be on top.
Yeah.
Darn it. But Mr. Worry says, no, we're not going to do
She's
that.
She's physically fit. I'm not. Groceries we left in the basic just so that you can have an appreciation on how much it can add up. We spend. You want to talk about that?
Well, we spend over $700 per month on that, and a lot of that is. I mean, it depends upon how much we eat out that month. But I do like I said, organic fruits and vegetables, a little more expensive. And when we go to Costco, it's always a couple hundred minimum. So.
And I like the regular Hormel's hash, not that stinking reduced sodium stuff.
Oh my God.
That costs extra money.
It does, Galvin. We need to talk about that.
All right, So we do not have in the basic cost restaurants. We spent an average of $351 per month.
And one of the fun things about doing this full-time lifestyle and traveling, being nomadic, is to go to different areas, try the different food of the area. It's not like we're just hitting McDonald's or anything like that. We like to go to, restaurants and cafes that are local.
Right. Just to show you what level of restaurant we go to, typically we kind of like things that are sort of like a Panera. We like them cozier than Panera, but we like the style of food that Panera
Cafes,
has.
yeah,
So it's
healthy.
nothing. It's nothing really overly fancy.
It's not fancy, no.
What about entertainment on?
Well, that varies too. Like when we're in Las Vegas, we did a lot of different things. And then there are times when we were hanging out in Yellowstone Park. We didn't spend any money there because we had the senior pass. We got in free every day, and we packed our own lunch. So, entertainment expense was pretty minimal that month. So it depends upon where we're at.
Yeah, our costs go up when we have our friends come and visit us, which we dearly love, and we cherish every moment when they come. And I'm telling you, we jump to attention, and whatever they want to do, if they want to rent the Titanic and take a spin, we're doing it.
When they're on vacation, we're on vacation.
Right.
We tour a lot.
So we did not leave in the basic costs. We took out restaurants, we took out entertainment. It's up to you to fill those
Personal
in.
thing, yeah.
We took out our cell phones. Our cell phones are $121 a month for both of ours. We have plans with high data limits so that we can bring YouTube to you guys, because we just are grinding through them. They're gigs, whatever the heck those are.
Well, when you add on Verizon, we have AT&T and Verizon, because there have been a lot of areas we could not get Verizon, and
Right.
AT&T's been more dependable for us anyways where we've been. So you add on the Verizon too, it comes to more to like $180 a month.
Yeah. The hotspot for the AT&T. We dumped our AT&T Mobley. We get Netflix. I'm sorry, we have a habit. We're trying to break it. For $10 a month, though, it seems like
my God,
it's a pretty good vice.
It's a great
We recommend
deal.
it.
Yeah. Do some binging.
Our medical insurance, we did not. We have in the chart so that you can fill in a
Fill in
value if you
yours,
have it,
yeah.
but we just put in a zero value to come up with a total for basic that we're going to get to in a moment here. Our medical expenses beyond our deductible added $154 per month that a person would have to budget for. Over 20 months, it cost us a little over $3,000. So one of the columns here, obviously we did not include in the basic, is the things purchased column. I'll show you that when I'm sliding it around when I get back in the rig. We have 1 month there where the things purchased were like $5,500. That was our e-bikes.
Yeah.
So, some people already have e-bikes. Some people are never going to get e-bikes. It's just one of the things. Over 20 months, the things that pop up, and remember, you can only fit so much in your RV. So
That's right. Can't take a lot.
There's a certain amount of restraint that comes with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And still, we've spent, on average, $757 getting stuff.
We should mention too, we didn't start keeping track of this until our second year into full-time RVing. So that first year, you can plan on spending a lot on things purchased, because right down to throw pillows and the way you're going to decorate, to things you need, tools and
Right.
the water filters and stuff like that. So that first year, plan on spending a whole lot more for things purchased column.
Well, a column that I left empty on the basic, because when people are trying to RV on a budget, they almost always have their mail sent to someone in their family that can help them. We do not. We have a real residence set up in Florida, a mailing address only. We don't have any physical property, but that costs us $56 per month to fund that service, as well as fund the shipping to have it shipped to us.
Right. If you want to know more about the mailing service, we're at Brendan's Island in Green Cove Spring.
Yeah, it's
St. Brendan's Isle. And we actually have an episode. If you go to episode 12, we talk about it. We're there. You can see it. So if you're curious about mail forwarding services,
Right.
episode 12.
It's kind of cool to see that, because when you go full time and you establish a domicile in a different state, they were extremely helpful.
Yes.
They provided all the documents. You could call them up.
Yeah.
They'd kind of hold your hand.
Yeah.
And the city of Green Cove Springs, they kind of get it, that they should help people like us, because, you know, we're not scamming the system. We're trying to get into the system.
Yeah.
We're trying to, retire, and most people end up spending their winter in. I mean, we pour dough into this state, so they welcome
Yeah.
RVers in Florida.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see where you live. We live in a little box this big, and we'll show you it on that
Episode
episode.
12, yeah.
Okay, so we left an aisle, a row in there for travel expenses back home. Sue just went to see her daughter.
Yeah.
I have down it's called a cash leak, where, you know, you always try to carry money and it just kind of disappears out of your pocket. Who knows where it goes? I've taken that out of the basic cost. I've taken out the basic costs of all of the subscriptions that we subscribe to: Allstays, Costco, Good Sam's, Harvest Host, Passport, TrailLink. I was actually floored when I added all of those costs up, that costs us $49 per month.
Yeah.
But once again, if you're on a budget, you're going to be more selective,
Right,
and you're
and
just
who you
going to
join,
you're
yeah.
just going to join, you know, who you really need to be. Whereas we're kind of a shotgun approach. You know,
Yeah.
we took out of the basics the costs that we spend on U2 gadgets. I mean, look at this expensive
Oh my
microphone.
gosh.
I mean, this was thousands of dollars.
Not.
You know?
But it did cost, not that much.
I have a couple of 3 lines in there. I don't include this in the spreadsheet anymore, because quite honestly, we already show that we spent $81,651 per year RVing.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to add in the $1,400 or $1,500 per month that I'm losing in depreciation, I'd probably have
on
to
the
buy a
RV,
gun and
right.
shoot myself. But I do have the second, third, and fourth year depreciation schedule in here, so that you can always keep in mind that you really have to appreciate your time when you're
That's right.
RVing, because it's costing you some dough.
And really it's a price of admission. Do you
It
want to
is.
do this? And we knew it was it's not like a house where you're hoping to make money as the longer you own it. We're not. We're losing money with our house on wheels. But we knew this, and it truly is the price of admission for this lifestyle, and we
Right.
were up for that.
And we can tell you, for us, there's absolutely no hesitation in saying that it is worth it to us.
To us.
It's worth
sure.
it enough that we're like bursting at the seams that we have to tell you that and try to help you to get you out here.
Join us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join us.
I just want to remind you that if you'd like a copy of this Excel spreadsheet for free, what you have to do is send me an email to ourjourneyinmiles@gmail. Miles is spelled with a Y, M-Y-L-E-S. So if you like what you've seen so far, we would love if you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, so that when we come up with new videos that you'll know right away.
And we do put out new videos every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So haven't missed a Sunday yet.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have said that.
Knock
yeah.
on wood.
All right, well, let's go back to the shop here and finish up this video.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Once again, good
Once
job,
again.
darling.
Hope the microphone was...
You're, oh brother, you're getting good at this.